Good afternoon. Welcome to my channel. Today is the 6th of December 2021. Today is St. Nicholas Day here in Hungary. Let me see how I can get you situated here. We are working, well, I would call it our little Christmas mouse walking in a winter wonderland. I have not been able to figure out what kind of beautiful little animal it is. It's cute as a button. So we're going to be working on it. How are you doing today? We are all fine. We went out on an outing yesterday. Yes, we did, folks. Oops, we're going to be wobbling. Well, let's just put it this way. This is good, I think. We went to Sopron. Well, let me tell you folks, hubby was not thrilled for the very simple reason that it was cold and it was raining. Well, sort of drizzling. I wish it was snowing. It would have been so beautiful to have some pictures of the snow go up into the Lövers. That's like a forest, but no. So we did the best we could. I was hoping that they would have more decorations, for the holidays, but they didn't. I was rather disappointed in that. Seriously. I mean, that's the reason that I went out in the freezing rain, because I figured there would be more decorations. And then by the time we got home, it turned foggy, and the lights over here in the city were not on either. So I was not able to get the video for you, but I will get it for you all lit up. As soon as well, we are sort of in a valley. So what this means is that the weather gets stuck here. So right now we have fog. It's rather dreary outside. Actually, I like fog. Yeah, I'm one of those weird people that likes fog. When I used to go walking next to my lake, Lake Balaton, in the fog, it felt like I was the only person on the face of the earth, It was the weirdest and the most calming of walks. But it's not good for making videos, We have a large amount of decorations in the city, lights and everything, which I am very surprised at, and I definitely want to make a video of that for you to enjoy the beauty of this winter festival. We do not call it Christmas in my family. We call it the Winter Festival, whatever you call it. It's a beautiful time of the year, and the church bells, rather than playing the usual music, they are playing Christmas carols. 5 minutes before the hour, and then on the hour, the regular, bells ring, the ding dong, day and night. Yes, folks. We get serenaded day and night. So it's a really beautiful time of the year, but I really do miss having a nice blanket of white fluffy snow. Last year we did not have any in this City. I told you before, we had it in Hungary. Um, we did have a snow the other day for 5 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, I was happy to see it. I was like, yes, it is winter. It's supposed to be snowy. Yes, folks. Well, there's still hope. The temperatures are rather low, so there is a chance that this thing drizzling from the sky would turn into snow shower. I would be happy, especially if I'm in a nice warm room looking outside, you know. But I mean, if it's snowing, oh, you better believe it. Get my boots on, get my warmies on, and I will be out there in the snow. You can't pass these things up, like the first snowfall of the season. No matter how many snowfalls you see, it still seems, special. And the Christmas snow, the winter holiday snow seems to have a special magic to it. Do you agree with that? I think so. Maybe I'm a bit of a romantic, I don't know. I am happy to say that the dental problem has all healed. I'm not going to get my new teeth before Christmas. So I will be standing and singing, all I want for Christmas is my two front teeth. But anyway, they are going to make the special teeth. So what will happen is I will get temporary teeth so I look human. Anyway, that's what I figure. Anyway, that's what the dentist said. I think the dentist is making the teeth out of gold because that's how much it costs. It would be cheaper to get gold teeth. Ridiculous, I am telling you. But it must be done. So there is no getting around it. Some things you cannot, for some things you must pay the price because, we're talking about, something that's going to be in my mouth for the next, I don't know, 50, 60 years, however. So it has to be a good quality. Well, they don't make the old kind anymore, so things have really changed a lot. I'm not that schooled as far as teeth replacement or things like that are concerned. I would definitely recommend, as usual, I have opinions. I would recommend that you do not try to save money on a dentist because when you get a guy that doesn't know what he's doing, that's when you get into a great big problem. Nearly cost, well, let me put it this way, my eyesight on my right eye was endangered. That's how bad the infection was. So finally they're going to do a CT, which I think they should have done before they even touched anything in my mouth, to see, well, this other dentist that finally removed the problem noted that the roots are very, very long. I have never lost a tooth. None of them was ever loose or anything like that. And that was the problem. that the other dentist could not remove it, so what he did was break it. Didn't tell me. Didn't notice until, the swelling went down, and then the inflammation started and the swelling went up. And that's when we realized what the dentist did. Now, if I were back in the States, I would probably sue the guy, but you don't do that over here. So anyway, it turned out okay. I am able to eat again, sort of. We got our third jab, no problem whatsoever. We didn't have to go back to the village doctor because they had a marathon of jabbing people. So we went next door to the hospital and got it taken care of. It only took 5 minutes. Absolutely no problem. So, I'm definitely still of the opinion that we are toward the end of this whole thing. Because if we are not, we just have to learn to keep to the new health rules and learn to live with it. They will find a cure, just like for everything else. I remember the first big influenza scare that we had, and now we have shots for it. Every year, get a shot for the flu shot. I don't get it because I never get the flu. But it could be because I have natural immunity to it. So, I'm very confident that we're over the hard part. Just hang in there. We made it this far. It's going to be all over and we're going to get back to normal. It did teach us a lot of things, I think. It's again my opinion. First of all, hubby learned what it is to keep the pantry stocked with basics. So no matter what happens, or if we have to stay in a house for some reason or other, we are not going to have any problem as far as food is concerned. Keep bottled water. I'm not saying, have like a, bomb shelter. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having basics in the pantry. And then no matter what comes along, you always have something to fall back on. My grandmother said, a well-stocked pantry is like money in the bank. You can't eat money in the bank, but you can live off a well-stocked pantry for a month. And I really did learn that, when this whole thing started, that we can't just run over to the store, because it might be closed or it might be some restrictions, and just a little bit of thinking ahead, we stay safe, we stay healthy, we're not going to panic. It's okay. We did it. That's my opinion. We're over the worst of it. And I will definitely stick by my opinion of that. I think things were disturbing more at first than they are now. Now we're getting used to certain things. I am not planning anything big for the holidays. Um, Today is St. Nicholas Day, Mikuláš Day. As I told you before, Santa Claus does not come on Christmas Day in Hungary. Today is the day for Santa Claus, St. Nicholas. Today is the day the kids got candy and what have you in their clean boots that they placed in the window last night. The good little children got candy. The bad little children got a little golden twig that they're going to be lightly spanked with and reminded to behave. So next year they will get chocolate also. I think in the dead of winter that we are in right now, the gray, gloomy winter, these holidays sort of brighten up our waiting for the spring and a new life to begin over again. I love the change of nature, change of seasons. This is why it was a bit weird that we didn't have snow. Definitely have lived all the time in a place where in the winter we have snow. Well, of course, in USA, we lived in Buffalo, New York, which is, blizzard country. I mean, talk about snow. You're up to your underarms in it. But we made fun of it, We got the grill out in the middle of the street because we lived on a side street, and, the snow plows didn't come until spring. And there was no electricity, so everybody got their grill out. We set it up in the middle of the street. And whatever was starting to thaw out as far as meat was concerned, we all had a big barbecue, so nothing went to waste. So, we made a little fun out of an uncomfortable situation. And of course, when we finally did see the snow plows, we had a big cheer for them, like, yay, you made it. You're a month late, but you made it. Oh, make the best of whatever is thrown your way. This shows how old I am because this is what I learned. Well, of course, the first thing that you learn living in this country is you gotta have a sense of humor if you want to survive. Yes. I think I have gotten quite acclimated to things over here. Really quite westernized, although we are in Eastern Europe. I would say that not much difference living here than, let's say, living back in the USA. Everything is available, no shortages of anything. Thank goodness we don't have any problems with the gas or electricity so far, and seem to have reserves also. We actually do not have a Siberian winter, we hope. So the reserves will definitely last. This is a small apartment, so I really can't complain as far as the cost of keeping it comfortably warm, We still have to remember, and we did have a public service announcement on the television. I don't watch television very much, but we had a public service announcement to make sure that even though the weather has turned cold, make sure that we air out the apartment properly. Now, they did finally tell us that the best way to do that is, my window tilts toward the inside. That's one way to let air in, or I can open it all the way. But tilting it in, let's say open 3 windows, tilting it in 5 minutes at a time. This means that the walls, will not get cold. So you air out the apartment little intervals, and that way the walls do not get cold, so you don't have to reheat the apartment. You just let in fresh air. Which I do think it's important to bring to the attention of people that yes, it's cold, and yes, we want to save on the heating, but as far as our health is concerned, especially in this time of the year where all sorts of viruses and bacteria and what have you come out of the woodwork, we need to properly air out the place where we live and let fresh air and oxygen in, not only for the sake that, the apartment smells better, nice and fresh, but for our health. Let out the used air, because everything is very well insulated. So definitely need to let in some fresh air. I didn't think of that before, but now there's a public service announcement that it is good for our health to properly air out our living spaces. And that includes the schools and hospitals and office buildings and what have you. Especially a lot of people, that go, even though you have to make appointments now to cut down on congestion of a lot of people in the same space, keep your social distancing. It's still, the air gets used. And even if we have masks on, you still need to have fresh air. And definitely it is recommended that even in a cold weather, you go and have your daily walk. Another way of getting fresh air into your lungs. And this is a fun time to go walking to see all the decorations. When I was small in the USA, my father had a 57 Chevy, and during Christmas time, we would get in a car and drive around and look at all the decorations. Did you used to do that? We really looked forward to it. And with the church, with the Sunday school and youth group, we used to go caroling to the parishioner's house, and we would get eggnog and cookies, and that was a lot of fun. I think some of the old values are beginning to come back. This is what I've noticed, that we are missing the true joy of the holiday season. In this city, this is a small city, um, very high in community and cultural activities, and the preservation of um, traditions, traditional dress, dances, music. They have concerts in good weather. They have it outside, but now when it's chilly, they have it in the city hall. They had concerts last night too, but we were late coming back from Chopron, so we didn't get to that. Um, I really do appreciate that you don't have to live in a big city and still part of the cultural life, get together. Um, I think it's quite marvelous, actually. And people do go and attend. Most of it is free, which I think is a very good idea. Because, we have the older people, let's say they do not drive cars anymore, so they cannot go to the big city, let's say to go to a theater or opera or operette, even a movie. And they can have this experience right here within walking distance. And in the summer, it's really very comfortable. You remember we made videos in the park where they have a stage and everything. Usually, they have some guests that bring their crafts, what they make, traditional crafts, things that they made. So very much keeping the traditions and the culture alive. And I think that must be one of the reasons that we do have quite an overturn of tourists. Well, of course, now we still have the hot spring spa closed, the indoor part of it, because it's going to have new owners, and they are still working. Even in this freezing weather, they are working on the outdoor pools. Toward the end of the summer, they managed to open one of the pools for us more mature people, that we use the hot springs as a complement to what the physician is using to treat her aches and pains. And going to the hot spring spa greatly reduces the amount of medication we need for pain control. So I really hope that they're going to find a new owner for the indoor spa, because we all miss it. In the winter, at least 3 times a week we would go. And let me tell you, to go sit outside in a hot spring pool and have the snow falling all around you. There are pine trees and everything, and they're covered in snow, and you're sitting in a hot spring pool. It's the most wonderful feeling. It's like you're in, doesn't even seem real. You have a hat on and you have a bathing suit on. I forgot how many degrees the hot spring is. I think in the summer it was about 34 degrees centigrade. And we did tell the owner that it's a bit too hot. I mean, pretty soon we're going to be boiled in there. But actually the doctor will prescribe what temperature you are supposed to go in. And different pools have different temperatures. They mix the hot spring that comes from the ground with regular drinking water, which is very expensive. However, they did not raise the price of the use of the pools. So I'm rather excited to see what the new developments will be for spring, because they've been working hard there. I know the baby pool, the baby splashing pool will have a cover over it. We did tell the owner that we have to be careful with the baby's skin, and to have them in the direct sunlight is not healthy anymore. So we've been putting long sleeve shirts, cotton shirts on the babies to go in a splashing pool, and they decided that they're going to put like a little roof to keep the direct sun away from the baby's delicate skin. So it's really exciting to see all the new developments coming from, let's say, a very troublesome situation, to see all the improvements and the positive improvements coming from it. I think it's, yeah. This is the Hungary that I know. This country's people went through many hard times and always came up standing tall. It's a tiny little nation, still managed to survive. It's absolutely amazing. So I'm very upbeat about that. It's going to be interesting to see. Now you saw pictures last year, so actually we will be able to compare as to what was done with how things looked last year, last summer. The mayor does realize that the elderly people need the hot spring pools, because many of them claim that if it wasn't for the hot spring, actually you'd have to do a 3-week spa visitation for it to be effective. And many of them say that if it wasn't for the hot spring pools, they would probably be in a wheelchair. And I thought that was absolutely amazing. Well, at first I was the same way as majority of the people. Oh, okay, it's very nice to sit in a nice warm water, but I didn't realize that it actually has medicinal effects. So I learned a lot. And let me tell you, my aching joints are like, yeah, I would love to have the pool open. Well, there are other, of course, other hot spring spas in the country, but I mean, we are living right here, so we would prefer to have at our disposal the ones that we could actually, walk to. So it's like you're getting exercise in the fresh air, and then you do your exercises in the hot spring that were prescribed, and then you rest a little, and then you walk home. So need to keep moving. That's what I was told. I said, that's fine. I would love to keep moving. Um, Sometimes the pain gets in the way. So, what can I tell you? There are good days, there are bad days. Everybody's the same. Now, it wouldn't be me if you wouldn't hear me complaining about something, right? Right. I know you're disappointed I didn't dump anything right now. Just give me time. You'll see me dumping something. Thank you very much for spending time with me this Monday morning. Have a wonderful St. Nicholas Day. Hope you get a lot of chocolates, goodies, little presents, niceties. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Please hit the like and the subscribe button. If you have done so already, thank you very, very much. Bye for now.